Hello, colleagues and students. This is DeRionne. I'm greeting you from my office, and I hope you all are doing well. Thought I'd take an opportunity, as always, to provide you with some updates as we move into a new month here fairly soon. What I think is really important to start off with is to thank all of you for the wonderful work that went into our fantastic Harambe celebration last week. Seems appropriate that today, the last day of Black History Month, that I have the opportunity to reflect on that, where we were able to bring together students and employees, community members, to really celebrate a long history in this country of what it means to be African descended and to live here, and at the same time to talk about the beauty, the struggle, the pain, and also the joy of being in this country. And thank you so much for all of your work that you went into that celebrated, that were part of it, and look forward to even a more luscious event next year. Let me also thank some other folks I met with, our student body president, Lauren Porter, who always brings a perspective about the student experience here and different ways of amplifying the student voice. Thank you for that, Lauren. I also had the opportunity to deliver, I guess, a few comments for our Scorpion Talks, Living Authentically, Claiming Your Own Space and Knowing You Are There. A talk with members of our student body as well as our faculty and staff who joined us, and really shared a little bit about my own journey, but also how I try to approach this thing that we do in life and living abundantly and being fully present in the space that you're in. Great opportunity. I know I went way over my time in that, but it was a really engaging conversation. I thank you all for that. We also had our leadership meeting this month where we talked quite a bit about some issues that are coming through, preparing for the Board of Regents meeting, and all those types of things that go with this time of year, budgets, legislative agendas. I had the opportunity to participate in our foundation board retreat, where they're really doing some really powerful work of coming back together and saying, how do they begin to describe their value proposition as it relates to Nevada State, and thinking deeply about how to carry out our mission of serving the new majority, and to do that with joy and clarity. It was very inspirational to observe these volunteers come in and talk about the work that we do and how they can help support that. We also had the opportunity to hold our executive budget retreat. I will tell you, it's the first time that I participated in that here, and it was a great opportunity for me to listen and learn. A few of you know that I actually put myself on a timer so I wouldn't interrupt too often. What was important about that is to hear all the needs of the institution and how do we begin to come together to anticipate where things are going. Very good conversation. Looking forward to the iteration of this process. In preparation for our Board of Regents meeting, I held several one-on-one regent meetings and calls to make sure that we are prepared for the work that we're going to be doing next week. In particular, talking about 3 agenda items that we're advancing at Nevada State and looking forward to hosting them here. We also had a really big week coming up next week, and I have to tell you, the quarterly Board of Regents meeting is not for the faint of heart. All of the background that goes into it. So let me do up front some thank you to some key people. Danielle Welch and her team, outstanding work. Amber in my office, Chris in my office, our IT team, our marketing team, everyone who really works to make sure that not only is this college seen doing the work that we do, but that we do it with excellence and joy. Our facilities team, what is going to go into that? So just thank you all in advance for all of the kudos and excellent feedback that I know that we're going to receive based on how we are showing up as an institution. I want to ask you all to be patient while we're doing this. When you have this number of people come on the campus at one time and all the orchestration that goes behind it, there's going to be a great opportunity for us to practice patience and grace with each other. Parking will be impacted. You're going to probably see lines and spaces that you haven't seen in some time. More people walking around. Enjoy that. It's an opportunity for us to share our campus and to remind people just how we do things in Nevada State and why I think we're probably one of the most distinctive and relevant parts of the Nevada system of higher education. So thank you all in advance for what you're going to do in that. I also want to tell you, in the midst of these things, we're still having a lot of external meetings. So there's a whole internal meeting. I did a briefing to get ready for that, and thank you to Danielle. But externally, going out and talking about Nevada State and hearing where there's spaces and places for opportunity. We met with the new executive director of the Gwen Center, and that Adele Urquiaga. I also spent time with Gentry Richardson of the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas, and then also spent some time gathering some key insights from different people about their experiences working with NCHI in Nevada State. So it was a really good opportunity for me to do that work. If you haven't done so already, I hope that each of you plan to take advantage of participating at some point, observing, supporting, helping to serve as guides, whatever the case may be, or even just staying out of the way as it relates to our Board of Regents meeting. Just looking forward to that. Our campus is ready and prepared, and I just thank you all again in advance for what's going to be there. We're getting to this point of the semester where the end seems to be almost in sight as we get ready to prepare for commencement right after we have our Board of Regents meeting. That'll be in a few months. So this idea of really kind of getting to the end, I'm asking us to continue to be focused on those goals for our students, and our students to be focused on your goals of what happens in the classroom. All of us, as we prepare to celebrate and continue to think about what's going to come next in the next academic year. Again, grace and patience and kindness, I think, go a long way. And for me, I'm practicing that as well. I'm looking forward to some time away in early April. I'm actually at a countdown on my phone. So I'm hopeful that each of you will take some time to get away where you can, but also honor your own energy and where you need to show up at. I will end by saying that I don't know about you, but I have truly been disturbed when I watch the going-ons in Ukraine and the invasion by Russia there. I'm sending light and love that way. I'm thinking about how I can use my time, talent, and treasure in a way to help support those folks who are experiencing this trauma right now. And I ask each of you to be thoughtful about your own capacities in these spaces. As I think about our Afghan arrivals who are with us, and I think about possibly Nevada at some point stepping up to be a part of solutions as it reaches across the sea into that part of the world. I just think a lot about where we can be thoughtful, and I'm hopeful that you're thinking about that as an institution, but also individually. And I know that there are a lot of opportunities for discourse on these issues. I think the beautiful thing about academic institutions right now is that we can be the public spaces where we can talk about complex ideas and help get information out. So I would encourage you, our faculty and staff who are in our political science programs or who are thinking deeply about these things, about how war affects the way we think about each other. These are times to live in. I just asked my son that. He's in world history this semester, and he said he was on, they're going to start the Cold War. And I said, have you all started talking about what's happening now in Ukraine? He said, well, no, this is world history. I said, yes, it's world history. And the Cold War has a lot to do with what you might be experiencing right now. So making those connections, I think, are often important. That being said, I hope that you're taking care of yourself and others and being kind and gracious to yourself and others. And more importantly, continue to remember, yes, we are still living in a pandemic, even if things are starting to get better. Until the next time, take care and be well.